Hey everybody, it's Saturday. It's time for another Right on SC. This week we kick off. My hat's kind of good. This week we're kicking off an entire month of character study. So we finished up 2022 with some conversation around plot structure, things like that. And now we're going to spend the month of January talking about characters. So I put a couple of ideas for shows in the show notes, but really we're just going to kind of see where the topic takes us. But today we're going to identify the four primary characters in any story: protagonist, antagonist, the confidant, and the love interest. So we're going to start with those four, and then we're just going to, I think, riff off of there.
Right.
So do you think the most memorable character you've ever read?
The most memorable character?
Yeah, that this character leapt off the page.
Oh, hell, I don't know. Maybe Winston Smith in 1984.
Okay.
That's probably mostly due to his circumstances, since he was the everyman character.
Yeah, so the book itself really kind of swept you away.
Yeah, the character, I don't know. Maybe Long John Silver from Treasure Island. I mean, he's a character everyone loves. He's a lovable villain, really.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for romance and a sucker for vampires. I'm like one of those Edward Cullen people.
Oh my goodness.
That like he's not a good person, just FYI. He's a vampire. But I like everything about the way she drew this character is like what middle-aged women want in a vampire boyfriend. It's clearly made for middle-aged women to love this vampire boyfriend. How would another character? So, what are the things that make a character jump off the screen or off the page?
Usually, they love what they do. The great villains are the ones who really enjoy being villains.
They have no intention of redemption.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I see no need for it. The funny is most main characters don't stand out since they're just siphons, filters for the audience. So the villains are the ones who always hang out, or the sidekick, like a Sancho Panza.
Yeah. There's a lot of good sidekick characters.
Right.
We were talking last night about Gatsby, and Jay Gatsby being the protagonist. But the reason we see it through Nick Carraway's lens is if you were in Jay Gatsby's head, this is like every other story. But if you're watching him, he's performing, he's on stage, he's always on stage.
Right.
And so we need
It's
that
all
as a reader. You need that distance from Jay Gatsby as a character. So some of that too is point of view and how deep we are into the character's head. Right. Do you like a first person narrator where you kind of know anything and everything and like what's making
I think some stories adhere to that better. I think some stories really go for it.
Did you see they made a movie out of A Man Called Ove?
Oh yeah, with A Man Called Otto.
Yeah, with Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a book that was a first-person narrative that I couldn't read because I didn't want to be in that dude's head.
Right.
But you really liked it.
I thought it was good. I thought it was well written. I didn't say I wouldn't read it again.
Okay.
It was a good book that I just didn't care much for the main character.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't either that. Of course, I have two first-person novels where people don't really care much for my main character.
Right.
So these things happen. All right. Well, today's episode is going to be about character. We're going to get it kicked off for the whole month. We're going to talk about character studies. If you've got ideas or things that you're really struggling with as far as building your characters, let us know, and we'll be glad to work those into the show over the course of the next 4 weeks. Thank you so much for being patrons of the show, for supporting the show. If you're not yet a patron and want to become one, go to patreon.com/WriteOnSC, WRITE, Right on SC. Thanks for being with us. We'll be on the air in just a couple minutes. See you soon.